What's up, people? I'm Herb J, college rep for Warner Music Group in Richmond.
I'm Travie Trav, DJ Travie Trav for WVCW.
And I'm Mystery Skulls.
That's Mystery Skulls, man. Where do you take inspiration from, man? You know, I hear Michael a lot.
Yeah. You know, I really listen to a lot of old music. I really try to listen to a lot of classic records because I like to listen to things to where there's not a lot of production on them, you know? So I really love, one of my favorite artists is David Ruffin, who was, yeah, exactly. Like, obviously he had the whole career pre-Temptations and then post-Temptations. I have every one of his records. I have all the Jimmy Ruffin records, and I love old soul records. And
one thing I say about, you said that shows through your music, you said Prince is one of your...
Huge records.
Yeah, and I think in Fantasy,
yeah,
that comes out. And like when I first heard Fantasy, I thought that was Prince at first. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, you know,
how you
had the vocals going and everything like that. So
thank you, I appreciate it. I love that one. It was really fun to make. I always had this idea where I could basically make this mix and then take the entire mix and just put it all through one filter and then just like a low pass filter and then just sing on top. And so that's why it's kind of an interesting song when you listen to it on headphones. There's like this, it's really interesting. Like it's actually the same loop the entire song, but the way it's filtered in and out, it sounds it's very Prince. I love it. I'm so proud of that one.
Can you speak a little bit about your what people can expect in a performance from you?
Yeah. So live, I basically I'm singing and I'm DJing. I'm like a singing DJ, and I'm mixing a lot of my own tracks, and then a bunch of other remixes I've done. Like I did a remix for the new Theophilus. I did a remix of
That's family too.
That's family too. Yeah, I did a remix of Tribe, and so I play that in my set. I have a bunch of edits that I've done. I had done a remix on the World War Z remix soundtrack, and I played that in the set. So like, there's a bunch of it's literally kind of a best of, and so there's a bunch of stuff that's obviously from the record, and there's a bunch of other stuff that just sort of accentuates those tracks.
And then, so one question I had to ask is, I know you said you long jumped in high school, right?
It's true.
So, would you ever think about crowd surfing in a performance? Have you ever done that, or would you think about doing that?
Right, yeah.
I probably could. I don't know that I'm there yet, but maybe if enough people like my music one day, it could be awesome. Cool.
Yeah, that'll be a serious jump, right? Yeah, long jump. Yeah, that's a powerful jump, man. Long jump in the crowd, man. Yeah, I have to duck you, man.
Absolutely.
What's your outlook on that whole movement, man? Because you have David Guetta, Calvin Harris, then you.
Right. I feel I've never heard anyone ever say Calvin Harris, David Guetta, and me, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take it.
You know, when you think of electronic music, that's what comes to mind.
Thank you. You know, I think my stuff is it's similar in that it's electronic, and then it's different in that my stuff is more song based. I think I really try to bring, you know, really having verses and bridges and pre-choruses and like really putting like the classic song structure into electronic music, and then because I sing live, it's not just, you know, playing out tracks. And so I feel very lucky that anyone compares me in any way like that, but yeah, I think my stuff is definitely a little bit different, you know, and it definitely helps fill a void where there's not a lot of people doing that much live stuff in the electronic space, as far as like that, you know, big sound. And I think it's cool if people compare me, but yeah, my stuff is different. It's like I said, the live singing definitely makes it its own thing.
For DJs, you know what I mean? Because there's so much that you have to do up there to make everything run smooth. You got to know the records, know when to cut in, cut out, whatever have you. But then you're throwing vocals on top of it, and your vocals are nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm like a big fan of Foxy Prince, and I've seen David Ruffin, and even though I don't think I really sound like David Ruffin, I wish I did.
David. Yeah. David Ruffin's the man.
I'm like maybe closer to like Eddie Kendricks. You know. Anyway, I think he's cool. So I think it's. I just try to put that sort of kind of take all the classic soul records that I listen to and that sort of vocal style and meld it with this sort of kind of electronic, kind of Daft Punky kind of sound, and that's sort of where I live.
And the content on Forever on your record is it really talks about like the struggle from, you know, from where you were to get into where you are now. Like, is that the only thing that inspires you to write your content? Like, you know, what type of writing zones do you get into? Like, what like pushes you and inspires you?
Totally. It's funny you say that. I'm definitely that kind of guy. Like, I have to be like, it has to feel like it's uphill and like it has to be a hard battle, you know? But yeah, I mean, it was tricky. I was living in Dallas and I moved to LA and I didn't have really any money. And, I was just trying to figure it out, and then I was writing all those songs at that time. And that's really what it was about. I just kind of just figuring it out and trying to like find my sound and survive in LA at the same time.
Right.
It's crazy at first.
Right, right.
Like going from Dallas to LA, and that's really what a lot of the songs are about.
Especially being so like rare. You're a DJ that sings, so it's, you know what I mean? Kind of like jumping out there in the game, like, yo, I'm gonna go to LA with this.
Dude, people didn't even know at first. They were like, what is it? So
right, like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, what exactly do you do?
Yeah,
right.
it was pretty, I remember I got off stage one of the first times and someone said, were you really singing? And I was like, yes, I was really singing, like, it's cool, like, I think it's a compliment. I'm like, okay, like, I'll take it.
Is the LA scene as vicious as people say it is?
No, not at all. No.
Really?
No. Everyone is really cool in LA. I think LA is kind of a place where, you know, no one's really from there. A lot of people go there to do, you know, to make a movie or to write a song or to write a book or whatever. And so you get this sort of one type of person, that kind of dreamer personality.
Right.
And when you get a lot of that type of person,
right,
it's not really cutthroat like you think it would be. It's actually more uplifting. Like, people are very like, hey, you, good, you're awesome. And yeah, and then it's really cool, you know, whereas like in places like, you know, Dallas, for example, like, you know, I knew people that were doing music and then they quit to like sell insurance or something.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas like in LA, like, no one's quitting to sell insurance.
So how did the Warner approach come about, like being in that whole, like, you know, leaving Dallas, hitting up LA, and like how'd that Warner approach get there?
That's a good question. You know, I was living in LA and I was living in this neighborhood in Koreatown, and I got hit up by this venue called Bootleg Theater, and it was right near where I lived. You know, I could walk there, so it was like the one in my neighborhood. And they said, "Do you want to do this residency?" And I didn't even know what a residency was. Like, I was like, "What's a residency?" And they're like, "Okay, you're gonna play every Monday for this month, and you're gonna headline." And I was like, I had only lived in LA for like 4 months at the time. I was like, no one's gonna come to see my show. Like, this is gonna be a disaster. I tried to cancel. Like, at the last minute, I was like, we gotta get out of this.
Abort!
Abort. And we did it anyway. And the first week, I remember I did the first week, and there was like maybe, like, I don't know, 25, 30 internet fans. And then the second week, it was like sort of double that. And the third week, it was double that. And then the fourth week, like, all the labels came, and it was like pretty full. And it was like a line outside, and everybody was there. And it was like, after that, it was like, that's when everything kind of started happening. So I really like owe like a lot of things that, like, that. I feel like that was kind of the catalyst at the very beginning, and it was so cool because I was just literally, I didn't even know what that was. Like, like, what do you mean residency?
What are some of the goals you have throughout this year and in the near future?
Good question. That is a good question. I'm trying to just because the record's out now finally, so I'm trying to just collaborate with more people and do more remixes and just more things that can sort of, I don't know, just sort of add to just do more collabs for sure.
It's an honor to have you in Richmond, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the strip to this tour, man. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to your set, man.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
I know, trying to stay on top of the title wave.
I know, right? Like, so the other